Hey, what's going on everybody? Norm Rieger from HH Remodeling Company, and we are back in River Vale, New Jersey. Now, the last time we were here was probably 6-7 months ago. We were doing demolition. This is one of those projects that I mentioned where it started as a big home addition expansion project, and then the project got scaled back because of budgets. But the good thing about that is it's like shopping for an SUV. Sometimes you really want the big car, but when you get the medium-sized car, you got a little bit extra in the budget for the better trim package, and they sure put that into effect here. So last time we were here in River Vale, we were beginning the demolition of this kitchen renovation. So we took this wall down, we put in a drop beam, we actually added new hardwood flooring to make up for where there wasn't flooring underneath the wall, which at the end we ended up refinishing so it looks seamless. And we did this fantastic kitchen that I'm going to show you in a minute. We also did a laundry room and a powder room that used to have an exit to the back of the house that we eliminated, closed up, redid the siding, and let me show you what's going on. This is a beautiful end product, and you can see over here in the dining room, there's some built-ins over here. These are not my carpenters who did these built-ins, but it's still a really nice piece to show. We're happy to work with other vendors. If you're a homeowner and you want to compartmentalize your renovation and you have a general contractor doing a certain amount of the scope of work, but maybe you have some local contractors that you already know or you've worked with or have great pricing from, we work together with other trades, and they did this beautiful built-in, tiled the backsplash, have some floating shelves here. They have a beverage or wine refrigerator here. So it's a great addition to what would otherwise be a big empty room now that we have this open concept. Speaking of open concepts, as you can look, this whole room is open now from the back wall of the house all the way to the front window of the dining room. We have a quartz countertop here that kind of resembles Carrara marble. As usual, our clients always make us look good by picking out great fixtures and finishes. We have these fantastic hanging light fixtures, almost oversized over this really large island. And this island is not just for eating and sitting, it's a functional part of the kitchen, because remember, when you take a wall down, your kitchen actually gets smaller, not always bigger. Even though it feels bigger visually, you lose that wall space. You lose the place to put all of your appliances, cabinetry that was hanging on that wall, storage. So this island, when you come around this way, we built in a built-in microwave. It has some really big, deep drawer bases. And now they picked up some space that they lost when we took the wall down. Like many of our kitchens, cabinetry was selected to be white cabinets. These are fully inset. We've talked about inset doors and drawers before. So that means the drawer face, instead of overlapping the wood on the face of the cabinet, fully recesses into the wood. We have white cabinetry with this great either brass or brushed gold, whatever the finish was selected, but it's a gold tone hardware. And then they contrasted that over here with this gray island, keeping the same hardware, but going with a gray cabinet. Also inset doors. You see we have a built-in refrigerator over here. This is a double door refrigerator freezer. We take the crown molding all the way up to the ceiling so that everything looks seamless and built in. Now I'm going to walk down to the other end. As you can see, we have some great seating. People often confuse the island size with the countertop of the island size. So typically, cabinetry, standard base cabinetry, is about 24 inches or 2 feet depth. You could have the overhang of your countertop be any length you want. It just depends on how we have to support it. So if it's less than 12 inches, it doesn't need any support at all. If it's over 12 inches, you'll either get a column or a bracket. And so you could have this island top be as large as you want because it's sitting on the standard 24-inch base cabinets. Now, oftentimes what we'll do is we'll take some wall cabinets, we'll flip them, put them down here so that you actually have some shallow cabinetry on this side of an island if you weren't using it for seating. And sometimes even if you are using it for seating, it could be the stuff that you store that you don't use day to day. So the stools are going to block those cabinet doors sometimes, but when it's time for Thanksgiving and you got to pull out the platters, you got to pull out the gravy boat, you can keep that kind of stuff down here. It also adds to storage, and that's a feature we often do with big islands for kitchen renovations. So now as we walk around, a lot of the typical features you find in most kitchens. You have your kitchen exhaust hood, which is often confused. There's a lot of semantics to this. So, right, what you're required to have when you have a gas burner is a blower. So that's an exhaust fan. However, what we conceal the fan in is very different and called different things. So this is a furniture piece exhaust hood. You've probably seen these stainless steel chimney looking exhaust hoods. Sometimes you see a very ornate thing with corbels and decorative things that come from the cabinetry company, but it's all serving the same purpose. It's hiding and concealing the blower, which is pumping the air out of here, and the pipe that gets the air to the outside of the house. So kitchen blower, exhaust hood cover, more or less, they should call it a cover. And as you can see, they contrasted the color on this, so that this is gray to go off of the white cabinetry, matches the island. As you come around, the doors, just like the drawers, are fully inset. Easy, slow close. The drawers are your typical grab and slow retraction. Standard toe kick. And we went over here with what's often called a farm sink or an apron sink. It's a sink that has an apron that's part of the sink that's visible instead of being inside the base cabinet like you would in a typical sink base. You still have your storage underneath. Dishwasher's always fairly close to the sink because the plumbing associated with the dishwasher drains into the drain underneath the sink. So when you're designing your kitchen, you usually want the dishwasher to be right next to the sink base or relatively close within a reasonable distance that we can get the drain pump pipe from your dishwasher into the sink drain. Coming down here, very cool appliance garage. In this case, they have a coffee maker in here and they're keeping some of their baked goods, but this is a really cool piece of hardware. And over here we have floor to ceiling pantry storage. So this is pantry storage that's made out of kitchen cabinetry. Sometimes you just have a closet with a really cool door on it. But in this case, they wanted the floor to ceiling pantry cabinets that goes with the kitchen cabinetry. So now really quickly, we're gonna go take a look at the laundry room that we had put right here off of the kitchen, and you have to walk through the laundry room to get to the powder room, which is great when you're entertaining. People don't have to go upstairs to use the restroom. So we're gonna take a walk and a peek in here. So we're still at finishing touches over here. They're moving all of their stuff back in. They're using this finished product. There's still some loose ends, still some punch list items, but we have a really cool hexagon floor. The black laundry appliances with some storage cabinetry above it so you can hide all your soaps and so forth. Nice light fixture, doesn't hurt. And I'm gonna step into the powder room and then I'm gonna step out because sometimes powder rooms aren't easy to photograph when somebody's in it. But as you can see, floating vanity cabinet, no legs, doesn't go all the way to the floor, has that modern look, and it's also really easy to clean underneath. Very simple, ceiling mounted light fixture, no light fixture on the vanity wall, but just a very simple mirror that matches the hardware of the faucet. Average toilet, very cool wallpaper. Like I said, we always love it when our clients pick out something unique or different that doesn't look cookie cutter. This fits that bill. I love it, and I think it's a great finished product.